Live from the Carl Chevrolet Studios in West Des Moines, this is Iowa Live.
Welcome back to the program, everybody. Also, welcome back Jerry Holub from Holub Greenhouses. He's here talking about all things cool that are related to plants and some critter control. Before we get done, thank you for coming back.
You're welcome. Thanks for inviting me.
Remind everybody where Holub Greenhouses are located here in Des Moines for the time being.
Okay. We're at 4365 Merle Hay Road. We're just south of Charles Gavis Ford and the Kia dealership. Right on Merle Hay Road. You can't miss us.
On the same side of the street.
Same side of the street. I've got thousands of plants there. You can see them as you drive by.
Yeah, you just pull in there in front of Pet Supplies Plus.
Yes.
You'll be able to, there's no way you're going to miss it. And Jerry's always there.
Yep, except for lunch hour. I like to eat.
All right, let's talk about some of the great things that you have available here in Des Moines for the time being. So let's talk about the pretty
We're going to start right over here on the corner here. This one I'm right by here is called Angelonia. It's really good for the sun, and it's great for the heat. So if you want something that can withstand high heat when the upcoming summer, great. We have Celosia right beside it here. These both do great in the heat also. Okay, now what about water consumption? You got to make sure you water them every day, or are they pretty good on these that? Both these are pretty good that I brought here. If it gets in the 90s, you'll have to water every day. If it gets, like it is today, maybe every other day, just give a little bit of water. All right, now let's talk about perennials. These are the ones that keep coming back year after year. And they're on sale. Yes, these right here in front here, they're a small version, but they get very big, and they come up every year for you. They're only 99 cents. They're the most reasonable priced perennials anywhere in all the Midwest. Okay, now which one is the most popular right now? Right now, I know I'm going to have to hold something up. We'll show it anyway. It's called Voodoo. Okay, so lower it down here just a little bit. There we go. It's called Voodoo. Okay. It's a sedum. You can look at them and you can seed them. You can seed them. You got it? Look at them? Right here. Anyway, and that one is real low water usage. Okay, that's even better. Yeah, real low water usage. And it'll trail too. It'll get area. If you have a rocky area, sandy area, poor soil, it does great. That's great. Good to know, because a lot of people have to deal with that. Yes, the soil's not as good in some of those areas. All right, now let's move on over to some of the herbs. And you said these are some of the most popular plants that you have. Yes, right here in the front here is the sweet basil. It sells more than all the rest of our herbs, and we have about 30 kinds of herbs there. We have the rosemary, we have the thyme, and of course this one here is called thyme, which means it's time to buy it too. We have to get those in there, Now, do these, they come back every year? No, those don't come every year. When we get over to the side, I'll show you some that come back every year, but these are just an annual. And the biggest thing you got to remember about herbs, if they start to bloom, you got to pinch the blooms off of them, or the leaves will get bitter, and you don't want to eat them. So anytime any of these start blooming, just pinch the top out of it. And if you have some leaves you can't use it all at one time, just stick them in the freezer. Put them in a bag, freezer, or you can freeze dry them in your microwave. To have fresh herbs that way. That works for me. Yes. Now these right in front of me, these are very neat looking. They're really cool. Yes, they're called ornamental peppers. They come in different colors. And the nice thing about those is they same thing. If it's real hot, they do good. So I tried to bring a lot of plants today that because we're getting hotter, it's going to come on to summer, they'll be really good to plant then. Okay. Yep. Now speaking of that, I want to separate these two real quick and show you what's behind there. Can you see what's hidden behind there? Yep. Tomatoes. People want to know about tomatoes. Yes, the tomatoes. This one here is called the 4th of July. I have already picked over 30 tomatoes already. Okay. And out of those, it's a nice sized tomato. It's a real good flavor. And really, now we're getting close to 4th of July, so if you plant them now, you're going to have them probably by the end of July. Okay. But the fruit's already on the plants. And we have some other tomatoes, too, that are called a bush steak, and they only get 3 foot tall. You can put them in a pot. If people have patio, this one does great, too. If you have a patio and just have a nice big pot, just put them in the pot, and they'll do great for you, and you just pick them right off the patio that way. Now let's talk about critter control, and we're talking about critters multiples, right? Yes. Okay. On the side over here, on the far side, the two in the very front, it's mojito mint, and then we have a spearmint. Okay. Yeah, these right here in the front, those are perennial. Okay. Now you can put them along the edge of your garden, and the critters will stay out. Oh, so like a barrier? You can put a barrier up. Now you got to remember though, they're going to take over that area. So if you put them, they're going to kind of travel a ways, but it's nice. It makes a barrier so they stay away from that. I didn't know that. That's pretty neat to know. And they come up every year that way. And say some people use them like in their teas also. Yes. And the mojito mint you use in a drink. You mix that in a drink, take a few leaves, and it changes the flavor of the drink completely. And what do we have behind here? That's our #1 selling insect control that keeps them away. Now it's just an annual. Now that is the citronella geranium, and that one there is going to get, if you put it in a big pot, it'll get 2 to 3 foot tall. Wow. And you just bump it once in a while, and that citronella smell comes off. And then those little black bugs and mosquitoes, they leave you alone.
That is great. So a lot of things available here in Des Moines, folks, over on Merle Hay Road, just south of the car dealerships on the same side of the road. Take advantage of Holub Greenhouses here in Des Moines area, and only for a little while longer. So that's pretty important to know. Now, if people want to find out all about what you have to offer, Jerry, what's the easiest place they can do?
Just give me a call at 515-240-4184 or Google my name on the internet. You guys have a site on there, and some of your segments you've done are on there too.
Okay, yeah, holubgreenhouses.com for more information. Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow.